Disaster risk management in India. First, let's see the background. So, according to National Policy on Disaster Management, India is one of the most disaster-prone countries. 27 out of 29 states and 7 union territories have recurrent exposure to recurrent natural hazards, and factors compounding the India's vulnerability to disasters are high population density, poor preparedness, planning, and management. On top of this, due to climate change, frequency and intensity of disasters has increased. Now, disaster proneness of India: 60% of the landmass is prone to earthquakes, 12% prone to floods, 5,700 kilometers out of 7,500 kilometers coastline is prone to cyclones and tsunamis. Two-thirds of the cultivable area is drought prone. Hill areas have landslides and avalanches. So we can see here this is the earthquake zone, all the Himalayas, and the cyclones we have over here, these regions, and flood prone, so mainly in the northern plains and some parts of the coastal plains we have the flood prone areas, and drought prone areas we have mainly peninsular India, Gujarat, some parts of this Ladakh, and in Jammu and Kashmir all these areas will be drought prone. And sea level rise is the east coast and west coast, we have the sea level rise issues. So what are the reasons for India's vulnerability? First, the primary basic reason is the natural geological setting. For example, geotectonic features of Himalaya continue to alluvial plains also, therefore these are prone to seismic activities. Also, a huge sediment brought from the Himalayas will lead to river channel siltation, leading to the floods. Over the oceans, we have the pressure conditions which may be disturbed, causing the cyclones in the coastal regions. Also, geotectonic movements on the ocean floor will cause tsunamis over there. Peninsular India was considered to be stable, but occasional earthquakes happen there also. This shows that geotectonics is still active on the peninsula. Also, the glaciers have the problems of avalanche and glacial lake outburst floods. And human factors just accelerate this impact. For example, demographic pressure, haphazard urbanization, deforestation, environmental degradation, faulty agricultural practices, constructing dams and rivers, encroachment on the coast areas and wetlands, etc. So what are the consequences of these disasters? First of all, loss of infra, which may be physical infra, social infra, natural infra. Food and nutritional insecurity according to FAO. So this will destroy the standing crops and livestock, irrigation systems, other agricultural infra will be destroyed. Domino effect on the food value chain, because of which agro industry will go into crisis. Now, displacement of the people, because of the drought, rural people migrate to nearby cities. This is in line with the Devonstone population loss. Also, the displaced they stagnate in the cities permanently, leading to poor quality of life for them and pressure on the city resources. Poor quality of life in post-disaster phase due to loss of livelihoods and loss of documents to assert an identity to avail the government benefits. So diseases due to population displacement, communicable disease will spread more, and also water contamination during the floods, cholera, diarrhea will be increased. And topographic changes, for example, falls, fissures, cracks, scarp elevations, and depressions will happen due to earthquakes. For example, fissures may facilitate landslides and earthquake avalanches and slumps, etc. Institutional framework, we can refer to GS nodes of disaster management. Mainly, we have NDMA, SDM, and DDMA. This is the participatory approach. This is response force, and this is the research thing. So we have the national and state levels. MHA coordinates everything, and we have initiatives for the disaster management. First one is the most important, Disaster Management Act 2005. This is for the overall effective management of the disasters. It has an institutional mechanism monitoring the implementation and prevention and mitigation, and also the prompt response to the disasters. Next, we have the National Disaster Management Plan 2019. This is framework and directions to the government agencies. So it covers all the phases of the disaster management cycle. So it is a dynamic document. So it can be improved with the periodic review. Also, it will focus on building disaster resilience. Also, NDMA guidelines. This is made with a consultative process where consulting all the stakeholders like government, NGO, etc. So there are five guidelines for five situations right now, which are landslides and snow avalanches, cyclones, earthquakes, floods, and chemical disasters because of industries. And we have National Cyclone Risk Mitigation Project. This is basically you do three things here: upgrade cyclone forecasting, tracking, and warning systems. So basically warning systems, and building capacity in multi-hazard risk management. Also construct infra like cyclone shelters and embankments. So what is the way forward? Here we have to apply on geography knowledge. First of all, use the applied geomorphology, understand regional geomorphology, identify and assess the natural geomorphic hazards. For example, if you know the geomorphic knowledge of the river system, we can know morphological characteristics like channel geomorphology, channel geometry, and channel pattern. This will help in control river flooding. For example, we can delay runoff from torrential rainfall to rivers. We can hasten discharge of water, and also divert water via a diversion channel. Also we can use the applied climatology here. For example, we can incorporate microclimate into general circulation models. For example, incorporating urban heat element effect into general circulation models. Also incorporate climate change data into the climate models. For example, India OS refer to Cosmos first edition for the more details regarding both this. And also we can better predict cyclones, for example abnormal cycles in the Arabian Sea.